have a question for all of my senior citizen viewers out there that are currently watching this video from their nursing home beds. Do you remember what the internet was like during the Stone Age? Before we had a billion different apps on our phones, do you remember what the internet was like during ancient times when it was just nothing but a bunch of individual websites such as these? For all of my prehistoric elderly bitches out there, the Windows 2000's operating system and the old Internet Explorer browser just might spark some nostalgic memories of a time with dial-up internet, back when the web was more than just 4 main social media websites that everybody collectively decided to congregate in. That time is, of course, the old internet, otherwise known as the Web 1.0.
Welcome. Movies and music.
And it's so easy. All you do is point and click.
But how does it work?
All you need is a computer and a regular phone line. They send you the software and give you 10 free hours to check it out.
Call now for your free America Online Startup Kit and get free software and 10 free online hours. It's everything you need to get online.
Now, for those of you watching that weren't alive to see the dinosaurs, you might be unfamiliar with the old internet.
Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Which is what old websites such as these were a part of. The old internet, or the Web 1.0, was a period of time on the World Wide Web before the current social media platforms that we all know today completely took over the cyberspace.
Welcome to the wide world of web.
Now, according to Google, the old internet was technically classified as a period of time from 1994 to 2004, but I personally think the old internet goes on until the rise and the worldwide adoption of the modern-day social media apps like Facebook and Instagram, which happened more in the early 2010s. So, for the sake of this video, the old internet will be the period of time on the internet between 1994 and about 2009.
We do not care.
The internet that you're watching this video on right now is known as the current internet, or Web 2.0, which would be from 2010 to the present day. Now, you might be wondering what exactly makes this current internet so different from the internet we knew 20 years ago. Apart from the rise of technology, corporate giants like Google and Meta, there's actually a lot of other differences between the old and the current internet. For example, a lot of the entertainment that we consume on the internet today is through video format, whether it's YouTube videos, whether it's movies like on Netflix or something, or even TikToks and other short form videos. In contrast to this, the old internet was very much text-based, with websites like message boards, blogs, and forums and chat rooms being made up almost entirely of text.
Oh no, nigga. That's just the tip of this iceberg. Read, nigga! Read!
The websites on the old internet were also very simple and static, and they were often made by amateurs that were using just basic HTML code and creating something that looked more like a digital scrapbook rather than a very clean-cut, polished platform. While there technically was some social media platforms like MySpace, they did not have nearly the same widespread, all-encompassing reach that today's social media platforms like Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter have. These old-school websites often had a very amateurish look, and many were created that were centered around niche interests or personal hobbies that people have. In contrast to this, the websites on the current internet are very much sleek, clean-cut, corporate kind of vibe, and they're usually very visually appealing and user-friendly.
Boring!
Over the years, this old internet has slowly died out in favor of the current internet, and it has a new look, which is what I want to talk about today, because in all honesty, our current internet is a massive fucking downgrade from what it once was. Because despite the current internet being more technologically advanced and more user-friendly than ever before, the quality of the World Wide Web has done nothing but decline ever since the 2000s, and so today I will be examining why exactly Web 2.0 has been such a downgrade from its older counterpart. The first reason why the old internet is vastly superior to Web 2.0 is because the old internet was decentralized. Instead of everybody going to 2 or 3 major social media apps to socialize, the web consisted of a million different websites, forums, chat rooms, etc. that everybody communicated in.
Master Skywalker, there are too many of them. What are we going to do?
Now, why is this decentralized structure so much better?
Why?
The decentralized structure is better because a decentralized internet also means the decentralizing of control and power over its users. You see, the problem we have with the handful of platforms having all users online is that it gives them power over the flow of information, which stuff will and won't be pushed in the algorithm, or even what gets censored and what is allowed to be platformed. Because all news and information is communicated over the internet nowadays, this is a tremendous amount of power to have, and it plays a very big role in shaping the politics of this nation. And it can even sway election outcomes in some cases. This is, of course, a very concerning amount of power for a private, unelected corporation to have over a country's political direction. And also, you can type in the comments and call me a woke leftist commie socialist if you want to.
So let's see what the wokies are up to on the TikToks.
But in my opinion, a centralized form of internet also puts a frankly obscene amount of money in a few select billionaires' pockets that they really shouldn't have. Not only is it an unhealthy centralizing of power, but it's also an unhealthy centralizing of money. The next reason why the old internet was better is because monetization was not the primary goal of websites on the old internet. At least not a lot of them.
Has anyone else noticed that even though we spend more time online than we ever have before, there's like less to do online? Like as a kid, when I used to come home from school, I would have like a laundry list of websites I wanted to check or use, like MySpace. I'd go on Neopets. I'd go on like a few forums that I liked. Like I had all these different areas of the internet that did different things for me. And in that way, the internet felt like more of a tool. But now it's like we all just have like these 2 or 3 social media websites that we use, and we use it for everything. And that's not an accident. It's because they've made these social media websites like significantly more addictive than they did in the 2000s. I just feel like things are like monetized now more than ever. And I feel more of like a little like worker bee. They're like farming my attention to make more and more money. I don't know. Does that make sense? I don't know. I don't like it as much. I miss the old internet.
Think about every website you visit nowadays. They're all either trying to sell you something, whether it be a product or a subscription service, or they're social media websites that are trying to get the most watch time out of you so that they can sell your data away to advertisements and data brokers.
The FTC has ordered these 9 companies to provide information on their data collection practices. The report calls the amount of data collected simply staggering.
In this day and age, it seems as though every single website is not merely a website, but a business that's looking for some way to monetize you being on their platform. Whereas many websites on the old internet were just created as hobbies, and they were made by amateurs using basic HTML code, no JavaScript code. This means that the sites weren't designed to be as addictive as possible or try and keep your attention for as long as possible. On the old internet, people weren't constantly doom scrolling and rotting away in their bedrooms, and it was much easier to actually log off after an hour or two because websites were not built to feed them a constant stream of content non-stop. Nowadays, it's almost always about driving traffic, gathering data, optimizing clicks, etc. Because these older websites weren't built for financial profit, this also means that we didn't have to deal with advertisements that are constantly being shoved in our faces every 5 fucking seconds.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help.
Or a shit ton of invasive data collection that a lot of these newer websites do. In 2025, when you click agree on the terms of service every single time you go into a website, you're basically signing your private information away.
Why is terms and conditions only 3 pages? I don't know. And who cares? Nobody ever reads that. I do. You never know what you're agreeing to unless you read it. Term number 1. By agreeing to this, you give us full rights to pull up and slap your mama?
Which I'll probably make another video going more in depth on that and just internet privacy in general. But for now, let's just leave it at that. Another problem I have seen with the current internet is the loss of child-centered platforms and websites. In the past, there was once a time where you could log onto the computer and you could go on a whole list of websites that were made specifically for kids. This includes things like Flash games such as Club Penguin and Neopets, and old websites for kids channels like Cartoon Network, a website which now is shut down. As the Web 2.0 developed, many of these older child-centered websites have either shut down or evolved to be much more minimalistic and much more similar to more adult-like websites. Instead of having these internet spaces for children to go to now, many children automatically sign up for a social media account the moment they get their first phone or the moment they're let onto the internet, which exposes them to content that is often way too mature for their age and which therefore it just makes them grow up much faster. I'll talk about this more in my video, The Death of Preteen Culture, if you would like to watch that as well. And finally, one of the biggest problems with the Web 2.0, and personally my biggest issue with it, is that it is boring as fuck. It is boring as fuck, okay?
Hey man, can you do me a favor and put the baby to sleep? I gotta go to work. You be putting your baby to sleep? What do you mean? Duh, what the hell? I guess. Your dad said I gotta put you to sleep, so
Check out these minimalist website designs for my crypto startup.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell no, man. What the fuck, man? Get your ass on.
Websites in the current internet are so fucking boring.
Nintendo.com. It's just so fun. I just wish people made websites like this still. This just makes me want to click. Get in gear? Okay, I'll get in any gear you want me to get in. I'm fucking in. Let me into the code bank. Modern UI is just boring, man. I mean, this is a robot's asshole. I'm looking at the inside of a robot's asshole. I'm lubing up the metal right now. What is this? I don't want to click a button that says purchase quick. It's blue, white font. I want to fucking click get in gear.
Because back then, the websites weren't built with the goal of monetization in mind, and they were often just built for fun. This means that the websites back then had so much more character and so much more creativity.
This is what the internet used to look like.
I don't know how to navigate this situation.
Oh my.
Oh my god.
The internet in the 90s was intimate, unfinished, chaotic.
Nowadays, the way that websites are designed make the web seem like one giant corporate billboard. Everybody wants to have the sleekest, most modern design for their blog, for their website, for their web page. And even the social media apps have become more and more boring over time. If you see pictures of YouTube back in 2009 or something, and you compare it with YouTube today, everything is perfectly color-coded, and you're no longer able to customize your YouTube page and your profiles as much as you were back in the 2000s. Back in the days of MySpace, the possibilities for how much you were able to customize your MySpace profiles were endless, absolutely endless, and many people were able to express their character, their styles, their hobbies, their interests through their accounts and through their web pages. But now there's a lack of custom websites, profile pages, and just UI in general has gotten so mind-numbingly cohesive and boring. So what is the conclusion of this video? Usually when I make a conclusion, I try and leave it with something that you can do to help fix the problem. I'm not actually really sure what you can do.
I don't know.
I don't know.
How? How? I don't know.
I just wanted to rant about this, I guess. The internet today it may be faster, sleeker, and more technologically advanced, but it's just lost so much of the charm, the creativity, and just the freedom that defined the old internet. And while I understand that we can't live in the past, obviously, we can't just keep looking at the past and drowning ourselves in nostalgia. I get it. Progress and technological advancement is inevitable, but I feel like it's also worth reflecting on what we've lost along the way.